Pessoal, estou vindo para mais um vídeo aqui é God of Games. E vamos lá, né, fazer a missão do Varka. Ele tá aqui em Mondstadt. Vamos nessa. Então já sabe aí, deixa o like, se inscreva no canal. E vamos embora pro vídeo. Vamos ver a história do Varka aqui, né. Já que o Genshin não tem o skipar a conversa, deve ser... Eu acho que deve ser no mínimo... Eu espero, né, que seja meia hora, 40 minutos de conversa. Ou menos que isso, né? Ia ser uma alegria. Só espero que não seja que nem a do né? Que cada dia era uma parte. Inventar aquela putaria. Uma história de não sei quantas horas. Espero que não seja isso.
Welcome back, old friend. And how should I be addressing you these days? The honorary knight of Mondstadt? The Tumaini of Natlan? Or the great hero of Nodcry? Well, you News travels fast on the wind. My wine and my lyre are at the ready. So please travel. Amazing! Incredible! The Ray Hero of Solnari and the Doctor? Truly a tale for the ages! So, I'm guessing the...
Seems that way. We were kind of focused on dealing with the Doctor, though.
Well, that's good to hear. Hey, now that the Northern Abyss calamity is finally resolved, Varka must be getting ready for the triumphant return of his expedition.
Dali Patrick, meu nobre. Seja bem-vindo à live. E aí, é muito grande essa história do Varka aqui. Espero que não seja tanto tempo, velho.
I was resting my eyes in the Thousand Winds Temple one day when I heard a commotion outside. It was a young knight who had journeyed there in search of trials.
Eita, a espada assinatura dele é a turma do lobo na outra mão. Ixi, Maria. Não sei, não fiz ainda. Ixi. Ah, eu gostei da gameplay do Varka, bicho. Só que se eu for nele, eu não vou ter jam pra tirar na escofia, bicho. Aí o jogo me pegou nisso. Fui puta merda. E aí tem aquele bando de mostardo, né? Que daquele banner ali eu queria a lança pra equipar na Shogun. Tá ligado? Pra minha Shogun Rider. Mas porra, bicho, se eu for nesses banner aí, não vou ficar com já pra pegar as cofias, não. Ó, dúvida cruel. Oxe, foi o Varka e a Eula lutando contra o negócio do abismo.
Giving up already? You're not half as tough as Varka said.
Hoje saiu aquele códigozinho, 30 gema. Eu mandei até o print lá no Discord. Eu gosto do personagem de espadão, só que é meio lento, tá ligado? Você joga com o personagem de espadão. Só que o Varka bate um pouquinho mais rápido, né? Ele e a Eula dá um giro com as espadas que pega 2 golpes em vez de ser um só. Aí é mais legalzinho de jogar, porque não é tão lento, tá ligado? O Ito tem aquela que você spama espadada, né? Feito o supremo dele e tal. Aí é esses 3 aí que são melhorzinhos de jogar. A nave é espadão, mas você usa mais o tiro de 12 do que a porrada em si, né? Normal.
You're part of the expedition, huh? Great.
Aí você fica na dúvida, pô, eu gostei da gameplay dele, bicho, mas caramba, eu vou querer pegar a escofia, bicho.
Wait a second. We never saw you in Nodcry either.
Porque de gelo com cura, eu só tenho o quê? Kiki e Diona.
Making mincemeat out of monsters. I barely went back to base at all. Then
Nem pra ser meu DPS principal, tá ligado? Mas eu gostei da gameplay dele, pô. Normalmente eu pego mais porque o personagem me agrada, né, pô?
like I missed out on some serious
Feito isso tudo, né? Eu sou afim
We never saw you
de
while
ter
we were
o irmão da Kamisato na conta, pô. Mas é difícil o bando dele voltar.
deliver some letters.
E quando teve aquele bando exclusivo de Inazuma, eu não tive tiro o suficiente pra pegá-lo. Ou na época, quando eu tirei no bando, eu perdi pra algum personagem. Veio outro personagem que não tinha nada a ver, alguma coisa assim.
people is he sent to deliver
Aí,
his
poxa.
mail now? Mika, Inepa, Lolan. He should just hire a full-time mailman already. In fact, he's earned himself a new nickname.
Meu pit tá 30.
Sir writes a lot.
Aí eu tô juntando gema, bicho.
I'll have you know that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts. So, tone deaf or not, I wear the title of Bard with pride. And I consider Sir Writes-a-lot to be
Dianemo, tu tava usando. Dianemo, tu tá o quê? Tá usando a Shasca, né? Como principal DPS.
Maybe Paimon should come up with some harder-hitting nicknames for these two.
Anyway, since this young man has come all the way to the Thousand Winds Temple looking for me, I assume he must have a letter for me too. Am I right?
Ó, meu último banner.
Use the Grand Master's own words.
This one is for the bard in green clothes. These days I think he goes by.
Mas no caso, tu vai pegar o quê? Banda de arma, né?
As such.
Na Skunk com o Escofia, porque tu já tem as duas já no caso, né? Se eu não me engano. É. Eu acho que na tua conta já tem as duas já, né? Tu vai na arma assinatura, né?
Here. Oh, sorry. Ruin Guard. I could get some practice
Ah,
in
tá,
while
né?
I'm
Ela
at
não,
it.
é o outro boy lá que
I
apareceu, ó.
can right here the
A visão dele é Nemo também, ó. Será que esse boy vai ser 4 estrelas?
Father is so slapdash sometimes.
Oh, he also said
Tem as duas já. Pronto, eu não tenho a Escofia. E do bando de Mondstadt, eu já tenho todos os personagens ali, né? O que me atraiu foi a Túmulo do Lobo. Mas quando você vai olhar a habilidade, como é? As qualidades da arma, não tem muita coisa não. É mais o que me interessa mais ali é a espada celestial e a lança, pô.
the roads haven't changed too much since the
Eu não tenho nenhuma das armas assinatura das duas. Ixi. Não sei como é isso, né? A turma normalmente diz aí, o pessoal que vai tirar no bando de arma, a arma normalmente vem antes do pit, de 70 e pouco.
honorary knight and you, Miss Guide.
Aí não sei, né? Meu pit tá 30. Eu tô com as quase 5 mil gemas. Aí eu fico, porra, bicho, se eu for nesse bando de arma, ou se eu vou no Varka, não vai sobrar para o bando das Escofias, não. Aí só. E outra, né? Eu fui olhar, o bando é só 20 dias, porra, do negócio. Em 20 dias, se eu gastar no Varka, em 20 dias eu não vou ter juntado para pegar as Escofias, não. Vou ter que realmente deixar passar.
Surely there's no way anyone found the secret stash of cash in my office.
Agora eu pensei que a arma assinatura dele ia ser a turma do lobo, bicho. Ia aparecer dentro com essa espada. Peraí, coisa linda. Puta merda, bicho.
Huh? Oh, it's just a few stragglers. They're no real threat to us. This expedition is almost over. We just need to deal with these final few targets, and then we will make our
Na esqui que eu tô usando a espada do passe, tá ligado? Aqui é vermelho e preta. E... É, pô. Eu pensei que... Quando apareceu o boss... Quando eu vi que o farm do Varka era um boss novo, eu pensei que ia vir outra área do mapa, tá ligado? Nordcry, mas não veio não, pô. No caso, como é o nome? Uma caverna lá que não tinha quase nada, botaram a espada negra, pronto, tá na escofia. Ou na Skunk. E se eu pegar a escofia, eu acho que eu vou botar uma lança de recarga, né? Eu não sei se eu vou botar favônios nela, ou a lança de jade, já que eu tenho parada, tá ligado? Se eu tivesse com gema pra pegar a lança celestial que tá no passe de Mondstadt, aí a de jade ia pra escofia, né? Ah, isso aqui, porra, bicho. Complica. É que foi feito pra altura de manhã, né? Aí, pra turma fica muito alta, fica muito baixa. Pro tamanho dela. Ih, rapaz, tá uma coisa aqui, ó. Enfrenta o espírito do lobo. Um negócio que eu achei legal é que o modelo. Exatamente, né? Eu acho que vai vir mais uma ilha ainda. Alguma coisa tá faltando ainda. Eu só achei legal porque o modelo do Varka é normalmente maior do que os outros bonecos, né? Que parece um cara mais velho, tem um físico muito diferente dos personagens, né? O cara tem o shape. Por mais que os outros bonecos sejam os caras mais velhos, feito o irmão da Kamisato, o Ito, o modelo dele é um pouco mais alto e maior, tá ligado? Eu achei legal por causa disso. Tirando ele, eu acho que o personagem, antes dele sair, o personagem mais perto de ter força física aqui no jogo era o Ito, né? Na missão dele, que ele dá um soco lá e estoura uma pedra. Também, né? Eita, aquele lobo lá que criou o Razor. É o Boreas. Esse Boreas aí tá... Não tá puro não, hein? Tá envenenado esse Boreas aí, viu? Olha a cauda como é que é. Ah, porra, o Boreas corrompido, bicho. Que balaca, velho. Essa pegada do Varka ser maior lembra muito o Dante Devil May Cry, pô. Tá muito parecido, pô. A altura, o movimento, o jeito aí dentro da ruta fazer a piadinha.
That's where things stand with the expedition. The victors will be returning home soon, so
Minha Jean tá C6, né? No último evento que o jogo deu um 5 estrelas de graça, eu completei a constelação dela. Aí um tempo desse eu tirando no banner, veio a Jean de novo. Ou seja, eu tô com um item no inventário pra botar algum boneco do 90 pro 95. Só que eu não sei em quem vou fazer isso, já que eu tô com um só. É meu primeiro 5 estrelas com constelação completa. Aí o jogo já mandou um repetido em cima, né? Já ajuda. Só que eu não usei o item em nenhum personagem não, ainda não. Tava pensando em colocar no pai. Opa, Arlequino. Tem Arlequino, os que batem mais rápido aqui no jogo, né? Arlequino, Skunk ou Nefé. Oxe, lá ele.
I'm on best there'll be lots of familiar faces there. How about we deliver?
Really? Oh, that would be a great help, thank you.
Our thanks to you too, Lowen. The other knights will help distribute the...
Great, but I won't be resting.
E o bom, porque é que fica meio defasado das armas antigas, pô. Que a maioria das armas antigas, até do passe, só tem um efeito, ou no máximo 2, né? Essas 5 estrelas. As novas armas dos personagens novos que tá vindo, tudinho tem 3 efeitos, meu irmão, ou mais. Tem 3 efeitos, tem uma passiva que aumenta dano, isso e aquilo. Aí quando você vai olhar as armas antigas de arma celestial, túmulo do lobo, fica meio defasado você pegar uma arma dessa comparado com um banner novo, né, pô? Por isso que eu fiquei meio. Eu tava de olho na túmulo do lobo, mas quando eu fui olhar a descrição dela lá, do que diz a habilidade que a arma tem, com a arma assinatura do Varka, tem nem comparação, pô. A arma assinatura dele tem 3 habilidades diferentes. De aumentar dano, isso e aquilo. Aí, porra. Não tem mais. Me lembrou Yu-Gi-Oh! Que os decks novos, o monstro tem um efeito no campo, tem um efeito na mão, um no cemitério e um quando é banido. Aí fica muito defasado, pô. Fica sem condições. Não é isso, né, pô? A maioria das vezes, quando chegava uma atualização dessa, pronto, vai chegar um boneco novo 5 estrelas. Aí eles faziam um evento separado, que se você não fosse pegar a arma assinatura pro personagem, tinha uma 4 estrelas de graça pra você equipar nele. Teve isso pra Lauma, tá ligado? A última vez que teve foi pra Lauma. Depois não teve mais não. Deu um arco aí. Foi a última vez que teve isso foi pra Lauma. Realmente. Que foi aquela arma dela lá que vem com recarga. E quando você ativa a habilidade dá 200 de proficiência. Enquanto a habilidade estiver ativa. Toda vez que vinha um personagem 5 estrelas novo, eles faziam isso. Agora não teve isso mais não. E a Alma foi o quê? O começo do Nord Cry, depois não teve mais nada. Se eu não me engano, acho que teve um arco que mandaram aí. Mas o arco é daquele modelo lá que se o boneco tiver com o escudo ativado, aumenta o ataque 40%. A gente já tinha uma espada nesse modelo, aí mandaram um arco. Mas normalmente vinha uma arma 4 estrelas para você equipar no boneco se você não fosse assinatura. Agora, meu filho, o Genshin tá virando cada vez mais pay to win. Aí dificulta e muito. Antes de fazer uma arma boa e uma arma ruim. Eles viram que das armas boas faz o jogador gastar. Infelizmente. Que é feito de diretor, né? Eu nunca gostei muito em banda de arma, não. Aí, quando vinha uma arma 4 estrelas pro boneco, eu fui pronto, vou equipar a arma 4 estrelas e otimizo pelos artefatos, né? Lá uma fizeram isso, tem um catalisador 4 estrelas de ídolo. Na Alma não, como foi? Na Moalane teve um catalisador 4 estrelas, para quem não fosse na arma assinatura. E na Alma agora em Nordicói também teve. Aí depois teve evento de um arco aí. Pronto, mas depois mais nada. Aí chegou o VAR, teve aquela menina, que eu esqueci o nome dela agora, que ela que fez a Nefé na história do Nordicói, a baixinha, lá que é espadão. Teve um espadão que saiu só pra ela, de evento, que é aquele espadão colorido, deu proficiência e tal. Foi no banner da Nefé, né? Foi no banner da Inefa que saiu essa arma. Pra menina 4 estrelas lá de Nordicrad, cabelo rosa. Eu esqueci o nome agora. Aí depois de tempo em tempo, meu filho fazia isso. Agora já passou uns 3 eventos, não mandou mais não, bicho.
Did you sense something in Nordcry? Once again, you do us proud, Honorary Knight. The great Wolf King of the North came here from Nordcry. Although he doesn't like to speak of his past. In fact, he rarely shows himself to people at all nowadays. As such, this tale can only be found deep within the Knights of Favonius Library. Even among the Knights, the Grand Master, I kept my speculations to myself, however. Sharing them would only spread unwarranted suspicion toward the Four Winds among the people of Mondstadt. You experienced the turmoil caused by Deval and the East Wind's actions for yourself. Surely you can understand my concern?
No wonder Varka wasn't clear about his motives.
Very possibly. He was probably also reserving judgment. And as it turns out, Yes, I completely agree. Even if his contingent...
That turned into a pretty long conversation, huh? We should probably go deliver those letters to the Angels share now.
When you're mixing drinks in hot weather, start by pouring in cold water and add ice cubes. Then...
Please. I've known that little trick for a good 10 years at least. You'll have to offer something a little more substantial if you're serious about trading.
I know there's no one else in the tavern right now, but do you two really need to talk so loudly? Especially if you're supposed to be exchanging confidential information. Looks like it's about to get even noisier.
A little...
Please allow me to once again express my sincere condolences regarding your late father and the incident with Eric. We make absolutely no excuse for his crimes. I hope you will give some serious consideration to the question I asked you before I left, though I'm sure you're tired of hearing me ask by now. The Knights of Favonius...
From the look on your face, I'm guessing the Grand Master is still refusing to drop it?
He nags like an old man. It's hardly surprising.
Huh? Drop what? What's this about?
Nothing, really. Before leaving on the expedition, Varka came here to chat with me over a drink. I failed to avoid him. He, asked me if I'd consider rejoining the Knights of Favonius, and I declined. He expressed...
Yeah, right. Sounds like you skipped a lot of details. There's clearly more to it.
Whatever details I chose to omit are in the past.
You say that now.
I wasn't seeing... But both the Grandmaster and the acting Grandmaster are too upright and honorable. I can't see the shadows that lurk beneath them due to the size of the organization they lead. They need someone...
If I had a...
When you join an
You think so?
Good question. Have you considered that...
Are they arguing or... Oh, kinda like the contingency.
What should I Public order inside the city? Monster activity in the wild? Oh.
If you hadn't had to deliver...
It's no trouble. Lowen did most of the work. We just volunteered to do the last leg of the journey. Mostly so we could come say hello. Huh? Scheme? What do you mean? Was Varka lying in his letters then?
No. Well, there are people like Kaya and I. And then there are those who are true champions of justice to the core. Not only that, but yeah. So no one's told you this before? The lineage of the Knights of Boreas had nearly been extinguished twice in—
Oh! Wasn't Jean telling us about this? Wait.
I happened to hear about it from Varka once when he was drinking and started yammering on. The second crisis in the Knights of Boreas lineage. It was 500 years ago. Although the Knights of Boreas are meant to be intermediaries between humans and wolves, in practice, very few of them have been truly recognized of those who have. But 500 years ago, there was one who earned the respect of Boreas even before gaining the title. He was a disciple of Rostam. They thought he would become the mightiest knight of— He was the perfect knight. Righteous, principled. His name—
Yikes!
Well, apparently his original title was the White Knight. But he lost countless comrades during the Abyssal Calamity 500 years ago. The endless bloodshed stained his sword and armor a crimson as deep as black, transforming the White Knight into the Blood-stained Knight. After that, he threw himself completely into battling monsters, leaving Mondstadt and the Knights of Favonius behind. To this day, it's hard to say whether the loss of an important figure in his life is what drove him to the point of obsession, or whether he was already too far gone to save. But had he known that the Knights of Favonius would always welcome him back, perhaps things would have turned out differently. So if you want my opinion, the reason why Varka keeps asking Diluc to rejoin, despite knowing that he'll never say yes, is to let him know you're not alone.
Huh. Turns out Varka's a lot more thoughtful than he lets on. Paimon, anyway, if so, why did Jean say that's a great idea?
Cleanup sequence in progress. Based on data from past incidents, please avoid dropping small items such as Mora, screws, gears, minerals, toys, gummies, snacks, hairbands, socks, and slippers.
What's going on here? Was Wolfendom always like this? Paimon has a bad feeling about this. The Wild Hunt? What are they doing here? Watch out!
Yeah! Installation chamber deployed.
A moonlit night for all. Flame.
While the light shines, the mystery unravels. No more lies. Can I be true? Annihilation mode. Hold the dark. You got this.
Are you alright?
Stop right there.
2 letters? Wasn't it 3?
Okay. Well, Paimon's coolest naive expression doesn't appear to be an act.
Hey! What are you trying to say? Wait, what are you trying to say, huh? Huh? Paimon passed a test? Really? Huh! She didn't even realize she was taking one!
You may dispense with your suspicions. The wolf pack has... a familiar scent. Come. I will await you at the usual grounds.
Well, if the boss of Wolvendom has vouched for you, I guess I should apologize for doubting you just now. Sure was. Fortunately, my experience in Nodcry didn't go to waste. Turns out the Wild Hunt all feel the same when you stab them. They didn't stand a chance. Something seems wrong with that old wolf, though. Go on. You should check on him.
Lupus Boreas, not injured. Why so weak? Am I not strong enough?
You are not to blame. They followed my trail from the distant north across the ley lines. They sought to corrupt the territory I protect. We meet again, human Lupical.
So, are you saying that the Wild Hunt we just got attacked by came...
As you know, I stand before you as an incomplete being. I am but one the source of this turmoil. I can sense...
Huh? Now Paimon's even more confused. How can he be in 2 places at once?
For many gods, housing a part of their soul within an object is no difficult feat. But those who can perform such delicate partitions as this are rare, even among the gods. The Wolf King, Andrius, was particularly adept in this art. Otherwise, no remnants of his soul would have survived till the present day.
Huh? The bard's back?
Toadif Bard? What are you doing here?
Maybe the god of Animo guided me here. For it appears that someone is in need of a tale from the Who better than a bard to do the honors? Lord Boreas, do I have your blessing to share this story?
As you wish.
Lupus Boreas wandered the frozen tundra and stumbled into the Seelie Hall. Enchanted by their song, tender as the dawn starlight, and curious about the ways of humankind, the wolf bade farewell to his home and set off for the city to the south. As the high tower crumbled and the fierce winds fell silent, Lupus Boreas, who once had hunted with the storm winds himself, looked within and inquired. Was the wolf entrusted those under his protection to a new god and quietly returned to the frozen north. There, in a palace long since abandoned by its former master, the great wolf closed his eyes and slept. 500 bitter winters passed, then 500 equally frigid springs. He slumbered, undisturbed, until a knight stumbled in from the cold. The knight asked seeing how the ice... So, this is the world the humans dreamed of. Though the knight's journey was not yet over, the wolf chose to bid farewell to his companion here. He had written the end to his story. What knowledge he... Well, that's how a bard would tell the tale.
There is no need for you to ask that question.
So that's what happened. You returned to Mondstadt with that...
You need not feel remorse on my account. That was my answer, my decision. That is surely why those vile aberrations were able to exploit his weakness. Sowing the seed.
But we followed Boreas' trail in Nodcry. We investigated and discovered no signs of instability.
Andrea should still be slumbering by the lakeside. Perhaps all the recent turmoil in Nodcry has had unforeseen consequences. And there's more.
Oh!
I remember him as just a man. His life, it was the ancient kingdom.
If you want to get to the bottom of this, I'm afraid you'll have, as luck would have it, another old friend of ours just so happens to be free right now. If you ask him nicely, he might give you a lift. That could save you a lot of time on the road.
No wonder I can suddenly sense the east wind's presence.
If even Mondstadt has been affected by the fallout, Nodcry must be in real trouble by now. I hope Varka can handle it.
Varka? Is he in danger? I
believe too many passengers would slow our dear friend down. I fear he only has room to carry one person, along with perhaps a diminutive companion.
Alright, wish it could be me, but I accept that we should send our strongest warrior to fight Nodcry's battles. I'll stay here and deal with any wild hunt that try harassing Mondstadt. It'll be a good chance to try out some new moves.
I stay in Mondstadt too.
Razor, give me your iron claw. Golden-haired traveler, give this token to the current knight of Boreas. It is a wolf's
The Dominator of Wool.
but human heart to prevent it. Although, truth be told, the great wolf king of the north remains strong for now. Besides, do I not have the protection of my Lupacol?
I will protect Lupacol. The North and Varka, I leave to you.
Just give me the word whenever you're ready. Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground running when you get to Nodcry. The root of this he once left instead when the wolf spear. Any questions before you set off? 500 years he believed neither his men, but what was? Any questions before you set off? Better the soul of a wolf, but human heart. That's why Lupus. In fact, There's an ancient song that tells this tale. A weapon once of common iron, now through friendship turned divine. Twixt man and wolf a bond was made, a power born within the play. As much as he might claim not to accept humans, his actions sing a different. Any questions before you set off? The root of this turmoil lies with the remnant soul that Andreas, dominator of wolves and god of the north wind, left in Nodcry. He once left Nodcry and braved the blizzards to confront the god of storms and claim the right to rule. Yet even as the tower fell, he chose to abandon his claim. Instead, he returned to the north and slumbered for 1,000 years, before finally journeying back, under the name of Varios, with the first when the wolf spirit could no longer... Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. All right, over to you, Dvalin!
The Knight of Boreas awaits below. We must part ways here. Barbatos and I have other plans. We will meet you again later.
Alright! Hey, wait! How are we getting down?
Hold the line! The enemy's on the brink of collapse!
Grandmaster! It's...
Ha-ha! Reinforcements! It's about time!
And Paimon too!
We're just about hanging in there. Most of their grunts are taken care of now. Their leader's gonna have to make a decision soon. Fight or flight? What will it be, mightiest knight of Boreas?
As expected, this hastily summoned Wild Hunt horde is nothing but a disorganized rabble. But they have served the farewell.
Guess they're retreating for now.
So that Wolf of the North look-alike... Ugh...
Ah, there's no point chasing after. True. Killing him, the difficult...
Huh?
No. But, compared to Riri... Exactly. Sounds like you realize what the crux of the issue is. I managed to cut off a sample from our foe, which Albedo and Durin are analyzing as we speak. Meanwhile, our other allies should be making their way home. We still have some big...
The meeting's probably gonna be in the biggest tent, right? Looks like a bunch of people are there already. Why don't we go chat with them?
Hey! She went to see Lauma and
That means the recent wild hunt attacks have nothing to do with Riri, right? Whew, that's a relief. Paimon doesn't fancy facing him again.
They're keep... Oh, yeah. Huh, you know...
Hey, Honorary Knight. Looks like pretty much everyone's here. Albedo and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. You want to wait for them here? Great. And that's where things stand. The Wild Hunt is no longer under the Reikir of Solnari's control, but it has been reborn from the ashes and is now launching widespread attacks. Intel from the Frostmoon Scions and the Curatorium of Secrets corroborates this. No disturbances have been detected in the space where Riri resides. What we are facing here is a completely new foe.
Summarizing current situation.
More precise.
Whoa. Hold on. I'm completely lost. Isn't Roland some Mondstadter from like 500 years ago? How'd he suddenly get wrapped up with a god from 1,000 years in the past and the present-day Wild Hunt?
Allow us to explain that part. Are you familiar with compensation mechanisms? When an organism sustains damage, relevant tissues will undergo changes to offset the loss of function. For example, when one kidney is damaged, the other will be strengthened to compensate. Or, similarly, when the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss harnessed the memories that flow throughout the ley lines to fashion a new one, fit for the present circumstances. That new leader is a mirror image of Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Right. No matter how strong the compensation is, it will never quite match the functionality of the original organ. The Roland replica can't possibly imitate Varios' overwhelming power, nor his ability to... So, the Abyss made you...
The replica corrupt, however. Exactly why the Abyss chose Roland to mimic?
I guess he must have gotten caught up with the Abyss or Nodcry somehow during his wanderings through Tevat. But we can keep those questions...
Okay, Paimon gets all that, but what did you mean when you said we can't kill him right now?
We can't kill him right now because a dead god may prove more dangerous than a living one. From intelligence gathered during the expedition, we have reason to believe that the power released when a god is felled, worse still, the wrath that remains after a god's passing, becomes a source of endless turmoil. Once god remains contaminate the land, they will persist for thousands of years. This land has already been ravaged by the Wild Hunt. If we add god remains to the mix, it'd be like adding salt to an open wound, placing everyone who lives here in perilous danger.
Query. While I can indeed find records of disasters caused by god remains in my database, there also appear to be cases of gods dying naturally with no ill effects. In that land, the passing of the Pyro Archon's flame is a common occurrence throughout history, and even the part of Andreas who remains in Mondstadt has experienced death once before, has he not?
Great question. Glad you asked. Honorary Knight, you said Lupus Boreas gave you a token to pass on to me? Please, present it now. It should help explain things faster. Come forth, Boreas!
This form has come to the end of its time. I'm afraid I can accompany you no further on your journey. My soul will fall into silence, and my power will flow into the ley lines of this land. Perhaps this is all that a wolf can hope to do for humankind. Do not grieve for me, for this is the end I have chosen. Instead, remember that one day, your wandering too must come to an end. Where and when shall that be? A final wish before I slumber. Sing me a song. That melody you so often hummed in the taverns. Oh.
You saw it too. You must have keen powers of perception. Not that it surprises me. That was Boreas' final thoughts before merging with the ley lines. It's the reason Mondstadt remains unharmed by his god remains. In his final moments, he made a choice to give everything he was to the ley lines. All to protect Mondstadt from harm.
Sounds like Andreas spent thousands of years searching for his place in the world, too.
Yes. And now our task is to return the answer he found, the decision he made, to Andreas' heart. Only then can he break free from the corruption and control of the Abyss, and make that decision once more.
I see. I would say that planting thoughts inside the mind of a god sounds a little far-fetched, but since it was his own wish to begin with, it sounds feasible to me.
Wait, we already have a perfect solution? Then why are we even having this meeting? Let's go do this thing!
Ha ha ha. If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, this one thought alone is unlikely to be powerful enough to break through the Abyss's control and reach Andreas' heart. We need to find a way to make the thought within this sword stronger and more resilient.
For now, Boreas needs all his remaining strength to fight against the abyssal corruption to Mondstadt's ley lines. He can't afford to send us any more of his power. However, since his form was unstable during his journey with the first Knight of Boreas, Many wolf spirit fragments were left behind along the way. If we can collect those fragments.
So we...
You don't need to worry about that. There's a few fragments left to gather in Nodcry, but apart from that, most of them are already inside this sword. I've been collecting them during the whole expedition.
Huh? Wait.
I mean, it's not just the wild hunt in the abyss, but ancient gods remaining in Nodcry.
Sounds like this plan was a long time in the making. It's almost as if you foresaw the future.
As a matter of fact, I did. I caught a glimpse of fate's reflection. But I can't take credit for it. It was all thanks to the help of a few friends. Still, all I foresaw was that an abyssal... Instead, we've had to make best guess. Sure is. Just one crucial step remains. We need to gather the last few wolf spirit fragments, according to what... But of course, we've been tied up fighting battles since the day we set foot in Nodcry. First with the Wild Hunt, then with the Doctor. So, it wasn't until recently that we were finally able to confirm the status of the wolf spirit fragment.
Okay.
I managed to gather... As for the third fragment, the final snag...
With our foe being...
And since the
Clink Clink Crumb Pocket Craft Shop.
So what do they need me here for? Wait. I think maybe I signed a contract at some point. Didn't exactly scrutinize it, though. I mean, who actually reads those things anyway, right?
Ah, great. Knew I could count on you.
So, you'll be darting back and forth across the battlefield. Dodge...
Rating for Yehoda updated. Higher quality ingredients will be used to prepare your future meals.
Darn it! I should have known this payday wouldn't come that easy.
I'll deal with the second wolf spirit fragment, which we already know the location of. The moment you make any progress with Fragment 3, be sure to give me an update. Traveler, could you join me in retrieving Fragment 2? I have a feeling that your unique constitution might come in handy. All right, time is of the essence. Let's move out, people. Dismissed!
Didn't you say Fragment 2 was supposed to be right here? Where the heck is it?
Seems like we've run into a slight hindrance. Can I leave this to you, Honorary Knight? Traveler, Paimon, when this is all over, I'm gonna invite you around for a drink of...
Whoa! Stop thinking about Mondstadt's wine and keep your head in the game! You can't be daydreaming about alcohol before a battle!
Huh? Well, all right, just trying to lift our spirits a little. You want to see some photos I took of me and the knights before the expedition, maybe?
Shut up! Can we please just focus on finding the wolf spirit? Is this what we're looking for? What do we do with it?
I once got Boreas to explain to me how he stores his soul inside objects. All I need to do is transfer it to my sword. Just like back at the camp, but this time, you'd best step back a bit, just in case.
So, you're saying you don't know how to love people, and you don't understand human love either. Sorry, I just think the fact you're ruminating on this is all the proof you need that you have love in your heart. I have a funny feeling that by the time this journey ends, you'll have found your own answer to the question of how to love.
No, you're wrong. There is no redemption at the end of this path. Even if I am stained black with blood, my conscience will remain as white as snow. If pledging allegiance to the Abyss is the only way to sever the injustice of fate, then I shall serve in its name.
Oh, sure enough. This place has been corrupted by Roland's will. Whew. I'm fine. I was prepared for this. We got here just in time. The fragment hasn't been fully corrupted yet. Assuming we can undo the damage, it should still be usable. Purifying the abyssal corruption. Could you try reversing the corruption? Not purifying it, exactly, but separating out the Roland part from the wolf spirit.
So, keep the Roland part intact as well as the wolf spirit part? Why would you want to do that?
Firstly, to test whether it's possible. And secondly, to view Roland's memories. As they say, know thyself, know thy enemy. Understanding our foe is our surest path to defeating him. Let me think. How was it explained to me? Ah, yes. Focus on a single thought within the 1,000 winds. Capture that unique wisp before it blows away. Actually, neither do I.
Sounds like something a certain tone-deaf bard would...
I thought it might mean something to you. Never mind. Traveler, when you were in Natland, you went fishing for ancient names, correct? If I'm not mistaken...
Okay, but back then, we had a bow and a net. This time, we don't have anything at all.
This wolf spirit fragment is like a puddle compared to the Night Kingdom. No need for a boat. As for a net, this is what I've heard.
Thoughts and emotions are like interwoven threads. They can create a net, or they can create a rope. They can separate love from hatred, and they can bind objects and events together. Thought is the anchor for a being's existence, through which emotions are drawn forth.
Also, we barely know...
Well, maybe you could try this.
What is it? It looks old and tattered.
It's an unsent letter, written by the wolf pup Rostam, Knight of Varios, from 500 years ago. It was meant for his disciple, the White Knight Roland. After Rostam, but trying to track...
Hey!
What can I say? But anyway, don't they say that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts? Can't hurt to give it a try, surely. Whoa. It actually worked?
You really are making this up as you go along!
So the assimilation of souls really can be reversed. Just like he said.
If what you say is true, the monsters I've slain, the justice I have sought to uphold, are great. The code of chivalry tolerates not such injustice. If Abyss be thy name, I pledge to you my loyalty.
And that is where the blood-stained knight's tale came to an end. With that, he bade his humanity farewell. I dare say you must find it quite ironic, Knight of Boreas.
That I, Dainsleif? No. While we gazed into the past, he was gazing right back at us. Could it be? So that's what happened. After leaving Mondstadt and wandering the land, Roland ventured underground and saw a revelation from the Visionary. Once he had learned of Conria's fate, he saw the gods' judgment as the greatest injustice. So he surrendered himself to the Abyss, giving them his knowledge, his power, his everything. That's why the Abyss... I'm inclined to agree. If our enemy could see the future, both the Wild Hunt and Roland would be acting. But even without the Visionaries, every minion of the Wild Hunt serves as Roland's eyes and ears. We need to think one step ahead if we want to outmaneuver him. And on that note, I have a plan I want to discuss with you. Well, the fewer people who know, the less likely it is to get leaked. Besides, it wasn't a fully formed plan back then. That about covers it. Sorry to ask so much of you again. No plan is free of risks. At least this one actually gives us a shot at fully eliminating the danger posed by this ancient god. Surely that's got to make the risk worth taking. If I fail, Anselm and Albedo can take the reins. Not...
Oh, there has to be another...
If only there were. But I don't think our enemy will give us enough time to find one.
Hey! Are you guys done here yet?
Ah, Yehoda! Yes, we've successfully...
Nope. It's a total disaster!
Come on, we're out of time. You'll... Fill me in. What's the situation?
We ran into resistance almost as soon as we set off. Albedo said we should split into 2 teams and continue searching while he and the...
Good call. Locating the wolf spirit fragment is our key objective.
Well, it seems the enemy figured as much too. Now, both search teams... Before we ran into trouble, the 2 teams are holed up here and here.
But the Wild Hunt is stopping them.
We can't spare...
The logistics company is...
Hanefa!
Designated drop point reached. Initiating situation report. The logistics company was assisting Aino with the production of the strategic reserve. But after learning of the situation on the front line, they requested to be dispatched immediately. They are...
Amazing.
Hey!
I regret to say that the logistics company...
Both. Once one team has been rescued, the...
It's the Wild Hunt! Come on, let's go help!
Something's not right. Don't get dragged into the enemy's rhythm.
Yes, sir. Reporting in, sir. We've identified viable sites for
Good. Wait for my signal.
Logistics company, deploy!
Grandmaster! Honorary Knight! Goodness you're here. Be careful. There's no end to these monsters. However many we kill, more keep coming.
Just as I thought. Well, they're about to get a shock to the system. We'll wipe them out faster than they can replenish their numbers. We just have to hold on until the logistics company is ready. Is that the signal to say they're ready? Showtime! Fall back!
Yes, sir.
Flash! Off the ante! Shred him! Varios sweeping in! On me. On me. Shred him! Varios sweeping in! Flash! Shred him! Shred him! Thunder! On me! Flash! That's gonna leave a scar. Varios sweeping in! Off the ante! Off the ante! Off the ante! On me! bit too cocky. That's gonna... Shred him! Ready, fire! The enemy has sustained heavy casualties. Should be a while before they're strong enough to pose a real... Use this time to catch your breath and fill me in on everything you've learned.
Yes, sir. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
That's not exactly very narrow.
We split the search area between us and the Retniki. Maybe they'll be able to narrow it down further?
Either way, I was about to go lend them a hand next anyway. Do you think you guys can keep up?
Absolutely. Good to go, Grandmaster.
We've run right through our supply now that they've lost their...
Ugh, looks like the same situation here. They just keep coming, wave after wave.
Reinforcements. Hey, you keep them busy while we work on getting rid of this god-awful mist.
Understood. Everyone got that?
Yes, sir!
On me. Huh? Hey, they're running out of steam. Now's your chance.
Affirmative. Sorry to keep you waiting.
That's their source. It was hidden in the mist. If we destroy that, the Wild Hunt won't be able to summon any more reinforcements.
Back to the Pavonian! Charge!
Ooh, I'm glad that's finally over.
Brave knights, on behalf of the Lightkeepers, I thank you for your assistance.
There's no need to be so formal. When it comes to the Abyss, we're all in this together. Now, please tell me everything you've learned.
Very well. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
Yes! Now it feels like we're finally closing in on our target.
I'll say. We're sure to face fierce resistance from the Wild Hunt, though.
It would be our...
Much obliged. The hiding in the mist trick again. These guys must be easily amused. You all know the drill. The Knights of Favonius will engage the enemy while the Lightkeepers dispel the mist. Everyone, follow my signals.
Yes, sir!
On me.
Lightkeepers, prepare to dispel the mist.
Varios sweeping in!
Knights of Favonius, charge!
This Wild Hunt doesn't know when to give up. Traveler!
Mr. Varka, lead.
Just like last time.
Don't underestimate us, Grandmaster. We can...
Ha! That's the spirit. Stay on your toes and make the Knights of Favonius. Either we all march back to Mom... The final fragment is right there. Don't let me down.
It seems you have collected them all, Knight of Boreas.
Yeah, and with no...
A true knight does not resort to underhanded. If you need a moment to rest, take it.
Save your breath. If you want to fight, let's fight!
As you wish. Then...
Is everyone all right?
My granny fights better than these rookies. It's Egbert I'm worried about. You still alive?
For a moment there, I thought I might never taste the sweet wine of Mondstadt.
Hey, stay put, you guys. Leave the rest to us.
Forget us.
You're the only one still standing. Honorary Knight, find the Grand Master.
We can't lose our Varka. Please, you have to find him.
You're holding back, Knight. This duel does no justice to the way of chivalry. I wield the power of a god. Your plan is doomed to fail. How can a helpless lamb hope to tame?
Ha ha ha. You're on to me already, huh?
Andreas's question, Boreas's answer. The means to bear a soul. I knew it all 500 years ago. The false path. It's over. Your sword lies shattered. The wolf spirit and the thoughts you blindly placed your faith in have nowhere left to dwell. Join me and pledge your allegiance to the abyss, Knight of Boreas. One day you will understand that the only righteous path for those of true virtue is the path of darkest truths.
For the next part, it's over to you. Outlander who caught the wind. The sword looks like there's no way back. And all that lies ahead is the wolf's maw. Huh. A Favonius sword? Who left this here?
Lonely warrior, take me to see him.
No matter the epoch, the world is awash with corruption and injustice. I have aided the oppressed and righted many wrongs. I have slain sinners and delinquents. I have slaughtered tyrants and demons. But however mighty one's blade, before the great injustice of fate, a mere mortal can but bow their head. There is only one way to save them.
Who are you really trying to convince? On me! Stormwind! Huh? Stormwind! Is this the fairest shadow?
The title of Boreas must find an heir.
The scent that reeks of blood appears to be getting stronger. Looks like I can just jump right over these obstacles. On me.
Is awash with corruption and injustice. Even the most fearless hero cannot fight what fate has ordained. And even the holiest god cannot escape the shackles that bind them. Lupus Boreas, if you still harbor love for humanity, then you must surely know. There has only ever been one way to save them from injustice.
Surrender to the abyss.
Malicious lies! On me. On me!
Varios sweeping in! Stormwind! Stormwind!
On me!
Stormwind!
My old friend.
This is not where your path ends. You must continue on.
This wind feels less than welcoming. I'd better take shelter.
I can't hide from it!
You must deliver it.
Your path cannot end here.
You draw near to the heart of the wolf.
Even if you had an army of 10,000 men, in the end, you must face this fight alone. Lonely warrior. Step forward.
Is this the heart of the wolf? Roland!
After countless bloody battles, trials, tribulations, and hardships, I, with my mortal flesh and blade, attained power to rival that of the gods. But you know better than I that a mortal's prime is fleeting. In 5 years, maybe 10, age will snatch your strength. The power you take such pride in will fade to naught, disappearing like dust in the wind. Your fame will be as fleeting as firewood beneath the starry sky, lit at dusk, dead by dawn. Utterly insignificant.
Oh yeah? Be that as it may, the fires that burn down here blaze more brilliantly than the light of 1,000 stars.
They blaze for but a moment. 100 years from now,
your earthly flame will be long snuffed out. And those you once illuminated will be left cowering in the cold and empty night.
Ha! No. They'll remember me in 100 years, just as I remember all of you from centuries ago. That's the thing about firewood. From the embers of a dying flame, a new fire arises, burning bigger and brighter than ever before.
A knight's duty is to save others, not demand things from them. How can one call themselves a knight while placing their hopes in generations to come?
Well, as long as I put an end to you here and now, I won't need to rely on anyone else. Now, show yourself, Roland!
Put an end to me? Your body and mind are already at the limit of what they can bear. It is only a matter of time before they yield and crumble. But if this is your final request... I shall do as you wish, Knight of Boreas.
Huh. You're not quite how I imagined you. You don't seem half as crazed as the memories contained in the wolf spirit.
Not once have I strayed from the righteous path. But when I look at you, I do not see a hero capable of slaying dragons. Just a lost soul who has wandered far too long. A shadow of the knight you once were.
I guess we have that much in common. Neither of us are at our peak.
The Rayhir of Solnari's forces have been defeated. And the Roland you see is but an imperfect image. I wield the power that Roland did at his peak, but my heart and mind remain frozen in that blood-stained moment. Therefore, I, in my current form, am flawed. A knight cannot bear their own stagnation. After redeeming you from injustice, and guiding your surrender to the abyss, I shall rectify myself, and continue to follow the knightly path.
Huh. The world out there can bear no more of your torment.
No words can make a knight doubt his convictions, no matter how noble they may sound. Neither of us will sway the other, but you have long known this truth. Otherwise, why would you pin all your hopes on Boreas' single thought? But now the blade that once housed the wolf spirit has been shattered, and all you hold is a phantom that bears its form. You no longer have the means to change the situation, and no one will...
Maybe you're partly right. But I think I might just have a shot at a rescue.
What do you mean?
There's only one person's mind I need to change, and it isn't yours. Forgetting where we are? This is the heart of Andreas, god of the North Wind.
Andreas, can you hear me? Wake up! You are the great...
If this is your final grandest...
Return. Return to... the ley lines. This is my choice. My memory. Is this the answer that I found? At my journey's end.
Andreas, at long last, I have delivered your token back into your heart.
A knight of Boreas. Watch on. This is all that a wolf can hope to do for humankind.
On behalf of all humanity, I thank you, Lord of Wolves.
Boreas is returning to the ley lines. But why? Your sword is broken. You no longer have the means to bear his soul.
Begging for miracles is a futile endeavor. I know better than that. But a sword is just one kind of vessel. There are other ways to store a soul.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and fangs.
Even if it is not my intention, the soul of Lupus Boreas will inevitably ravage, devour, and assimilate.
If a mortal heart is to bear the soul of a god...
Your heart, your soul.
You were wondering how a lamb could tame the heart of... Here's my answer. You get the
wolf spirit with it to avoid arousal.
Compared to...
You have a stubborn... Your soul, neither barb... You have lost. And so have I. Regrettably, may your soul rest in peace with Boreas, lonely warrior.
Haha! Sorry to disappoint. The fact is that I'm not ready to accept my fate just yet.
Ding dong! You've got...
Until I return, I leave them in your care. The Knights of Favonius will always welcome you. Come on! To Mondstadt!
Dear Grandmaster.
To Varka. To Varka.
Family.
No pig call.
Poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts. Make sure they all get delivered, Outlander who caught the wind.
Grandmaster.
Master.
Varka.
Uncle Varka! He's the right to us!
For Varka.
The thoughts of others anchor you, reversing the assimilation. using your connections, relying on outside help. This is not the way of a knight. The Abyss can sustain me no longer. But now, countless souls who died unjustly will emerge to prevent your return. If you believe in your path, then grant them release. Carve your way out through bloodshed. Varka, mightiest knight of Boreas.
This is how it ends. Throw the plan out of the window. Fight my way to victory. Well, that suits me just fine!
A knight is always true to their words. Please, keep your promise and return victorious.
You are not alone. Right back at you, Varka.
There's an ice-cold drink with your name on it. Ready when you are.
Don't go dying in a place like this, Varka.
Try to keep up!
Fly home to us, Grandmaster!
I can't fall here! Ugh.
Spread your wings and soar toward a new dawn.
chosen Rubicon.
That's gonna leave a scar. Thunder! One final battle!
Walk forward and do not look back.
Varka, now I know the meaning of my name.
After the lengths you've made everyone go for you, you'd better make sure to thank us all properly when you get back.
You know, I have a lot of things to update you on, but they can wait until you're back.
I have no intention of returning to the Knights of Favonius, but I trust you will find a way to manage on your own.
Grandmaster, we're all waiting for you.
Oh. I'm not doing too bad a job as Grandmaster, am I? I'll take that silence as your approval. Everything you swore to protect with your lives, it's all still here, safe and sound. The Knights of Favonius, Mondstadt, and the oath sworn by every knight. I'll protect them all with my life. And so, I know it's just a shadow of the real Roland, but if you have the time, could you please read it for him? Rostam and Arundelen, they never forgot you. Phew. This has been one long expedition. From here on out, I think I'll let the wind lead. Hey everyone. It's been a mighty long time. I'm thrilled to see you all again.
Welcome back, Grandmaster.
Yeah. I'm home. It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. The sword was just a decoy. The second half... Turns out our trust. Then, I get... But it would have come at a... It's a good question. A glass of the finest dandelion wine...
You're dreaming if you think it would have come that cheap.
It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. Just how I remember. So, is there anything you'd like to talk about? Now's your chance before I get dragged off to the office. Well, with the shadow of Roland vanquished, the Wild Hunt won't be able to consolidate their forces for the foreseeable future. A few knights will remain on rotation at the Nodcry stronghold, but everyone else will be sent home in waves. Albedo and Duran will come back with the first wave, so you should have the chance to see them again soon. It's been a while since I felt this wind on my future. You may already have learned of this from Barbados or the Hexen Circle, but I glimpsed a reflection of the future in Barbarloth's scryglass. Correct. Still, besides...
How noble. But be honest, your main reason for going back to not... Wait.
I'm only pulling your leg. You'll be seeing a lot more of me in Mondstadt from now on. It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. Just how I remember. So, is there anything you'd like to talk about? Now's your chance before I get dragged off to the office. All right, then.
Terminamos a missão do Varka. Não foi aquela coisa ridícula que nem fizeram com o Duin. Tá de boa. Vamos resgatar aqui. Tem isso aqui para fazer. Então é isso. Legalzinha a história dele, a gameplay dele é legal. Pequeno apenas porque já tô de olho na Scorphy, então eu vou skipar esse banner. É legalzinho jogar com ele, acho que gostei. Bem pessoal, é isso. Deixa o like, se inscreva no canal. Valeu, falou, fui. Agora eu tô olhando, foi quase 2 horas, pouco mais de 2 horas de campanha.